I do believe it's getting better, better all the time. Smells, smells, pleasant smells. Pleasant smells. Smells most pleasant. Dude, I had the craziest dream. My friend's house was where my old house was, and my mom was in the basement, and it was it was cracking because I had two fat friends in the living room. Interesting dreams. That'd be a good topic. That'd be a good topic for today. Let's talk about some dreams. Or reoccurring dreams. The ones where you're naked and you're trying desperately to find some clothes, or you have to go to the bathroom and there's no bathroom. All the bathrooms, all the stalls are out of order. Yeah, let's talk about some dreams. Dreams or deja vu. Dream and then you realize that's what the dream was about. I find that fascinating. I think that's us interacting with the quantum field. When we when we go into the quantum field, everything can happen, and then it just takes a little while for it to show up here in this plane of existence. Because I've experienced that before. I'll have this dream and I go, "What's this dream about?" It is a whole other reality. They call it a dream world, some tribes. Edgar Cayce was like that. He would go to sleep and he would wake up with a lot of information and knowledge. And recommend that. Deep, restful sleep. If you can have deep, restful sleep, it's very helpful. It's good for your mental health, your physical health, because your muscles are completely relaxed when you're asleep. Dream weaver, I believe you can get me through the night. Oh, dream weaver. That song. It's a very good, relaxing song. Though the dawn may be coming soon. He even mentions the astral plane. Take me to the astral plane. Oh, dream. Or that song, time keeps on slipping, slipping into the future. It's so cool. The instrumental. Shoo the children with no shoes on their feet. That is interesting. Neville Goddard talks about that too. Whenever you imagine something, imagine it and imagine it with much detail. And then you start to see it in your reality. He was telling people, imagine yourself climbing a ladder and then put everywhere in the house, everywhere you look on your mirror, I will not climb a ladder. And then you'll find yourself climbing a ladder in reality. Because the subconscious mind doesn't recognize not, the word not. So if you say, I'm not rich, your subconscious takes it as I am rich, because it omits that word. I even got a little disc that I have on my wall that says I'm not rich, and I make sure that I look at it or I see it consciously or subconsciously. And money problems seem to go away. It's like whatever we think about and believe, that becomes our reality. I always talk about that with my brother, about make sure when you say something, you believe it. Because there's something happens when you believe something. There's no resistance to it. And then when you meditate, become familiar with Tommy. That's what meditate means. It means to become familiar with. So just become familiar with that feeling that everything's okay, that you believe that you're going to be okay. I start doing that when I feel anxiety. I just start saying, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. And then everything is okay. Everything is okay. Because you're focusing on you, and then you're focusing on your environment. Everything is okay. And then believe it. You got to believe it. Feeling is the secret. I always like listening to Neville Goddard when he talks about when you're standing on the carpet, feel your feet in the carpet. When you touch the upholstery, feel the upholstery. When you're imagining, touch the walls, and feel the walls in your imagination. Because there's something about your subconscious mind that creates reality. Like when you're dreaming, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell if you're really having the dream. Like I'll have a dream that I'm in trouble for something, and I'll feel that pending doom, just because it's so real. It's so real. Like that Imagination Land. Remember Imagination Land? Imagination. That's how everything starts. Everybody imagined like a watch or a cigarette lighter or a pocket knife. Somebody imagined that. And then it became something you could hold in your hand. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. I recommend these pins. Get you one of these. Tactical pins. The link is in the description. The link is in the description. The link is in the description. The chair is against the wall. Red Dawn was another show. Remember Red Dawn? The first one with Patrick Swayze. I think that was made before Dirty Dancing, or around the same time. Because I noticed Patrick Swayze and the girl who was in Dirty Dancing were also in Red Dawn. Tim Burton likes to use the same characters. He likes to use Johnny Depp. Hello, Lucas. And Michael Keaton. That didn't... I realized that Michael Keaton was Beetlejuice, and he was also Batman in the Tim Burton movies. Yeah, I haven't seen those movies. Yeah! You want to see something real scary? That's an interesting movie to watch. Like, What Happens to Dead People? Oh, wow, I don't know that. Hello there. I'm starting to see some old friends. Jeff Bro. Instead of Jethro, it's Jeff Bro. And you got Cowboy. I want to be a cowboy, and you can be my cowgirl. I gotta play some old songs again. I like the memories and the sensations that come from the songs I used to listen to. The songs that are playing on the radio. And if you say run, I'll run with you. If you say hide, we'll hide. Because my love for you would break my heart in two. If you should fall into my arms and tremble like a flower, let's dance. Nice singing, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're here so I can entertain. Dun, 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 dun. That song is called The Entertainer. I like China Girl. My little China girl. She says, your favorite Disney movie, you want my favorite Disney movie? It was Peter Pan. Because he could fly. Peter Pan and Superman. And he also carried a knife with him. I thought that was pretty cool. There's the original version of Peter Pan, which is pretty, it's like a murder story. If you really read the original story of Peter Pan. Jelly beans. Why, I have some with me. I like the different flavors of jelly beans. Peterson Stan. Who is that? Is he the original author? I think it was Jim something. It turns out Captain Hook was one of the Lost Boys. And he revolted because he got away from Peter Pan. Peter Pan would kill the Lost Boys if they got too old or if they didn't obey the rules. I think that's why he had the knife. He had the knife so he could kill the Lost Boys. Sandy Duncan, she was Peter Pan. She played Peter Pan. Sandy Duncan. She was also in a sitcom. I don't remember the sitcom. Everywhere you look. I think that was the one she was in. Growing Pains? Was it Growing Pains or something like that? She's still alive. It's interesting. I hear stories about people who have died and I realize they're still alive. Why would they do that? Why would they put a little post out there that, like Christine Applegate? I heard that she had an aneurysm, that she was already dead, but then I Googled Christina Applegate and she's still alive. That's mean. That's mean to do. The fans tell them that somebody they like is dead. They shouldn't be doing that. Sandy Duncan is still alive. And then there was who was that Pretty Woman? The girl who played Pretty Woman. She played Tinkerbell in the movie Hook. Thoughts on John Goodman? He's been on Saturday Night Live a lot. He's been in a lot of movies too. He played Fred Flintstone. He was in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? He's good at playing a villain. Duck TTV. Hi Eddie, remember me? I don't know, did you change your profile? People change their profiles and then they say, do you remember me? Like I could open my third eye and see into the ether and just know who they are. Yes, you did. That explains it, doesn't it? Duck TV. Well, it's Tuesday afternoon. You used to be, okay, that's it. Oh, I made somebody laugh. I made it, Brian. Brian is full of laughter. You like ducks now. Okay. Duck, duck, goose. Imperial. There was a butter called Imperial. Imperial. Whoever was eating Imperial would get a crown. And then there was, I can't believe it's not butter. Parquet. Parquet. Fabio, he was advertising the, I can't believe it's not butter. Land O'Lakes. It's got a little Indian girl, doesn't it? One little Indian girl. Land O'Lakes. Very, yes. I used to stock shelves and I would see Land O'Lakes butter. Or no, I was doing pricing. I would put the price tags. You're using the same emojis. There is a deity called Acapella. I tried Googling Acapella. He's a flute player. Somehow he just disappeared from Google. When I put acapella, there's these people who are singing without instruments. That's what that means, to sing without instruments. Is that a hamburger? My mom is calling me. I gotta go. See you next time. All right. Try not to change your profile so much. That's how I get familiar with people. Jabba the Hutt. He didn't last long, did he? He was choked out. Princess Leia choked him out. She force choked him with a chain. After he dressed her up all sexy. She passed away. Carrie Fisher. She was in some Kevin Smith movies. She was Under the Rainbow. There was a movie called Under the Rainbow. R2D2. There was a little person in that robot. They left that poor guy in there to go to lunch. They left to go to lunch and they forgot he was still in that robot. Also, the guy who played Willow, the Willow Upgard, he was one of the Ewoks. He was also in Harry Potter. He played one of the goblins. Movie facts! Coming at you with the movie facts. Is there an animal called a fissure? Fissure? No, there's a condition called a fissure. It's called the anal fissures. Fissures are like precancerous. I think that's what they are. Fissures or no, there's little foot. There's a Greek word meaning little foot. Polyp. Polyp. The word polyp in Greek means little foot, and that could be precancerous. Having little polyps in your colon, and they cut them off, burn them off before they can grow. That's why you need to get your colonoscopy. If your insurance probably covers it. They knock you out and they put a camera in your bee hole, and then they remove the polyps. There's a lot of Greek words that we use, I guess, in the medical field. You'll be glad you did. Get your colonoscopy. You'll be glad you did. Colon and rectal cancer kills a lot of people. It's really scary when you can't poop. Can you say colostomy bag? That's horror. I don't know if I can handle that. I don't know if I can handle. They're high maintenance colostomy bags. You better be somebody with a recipe or I don't know. It's so sad. People are willing to live through things like that or with things like that. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Cancer. If you catch it early enough, you can probably save your life or someone else's. That's why you should get mammograms. You should be checked out on your skin if you have if you have a wound that doesn't seem to heal. Make sure your doctor knows about it. They can refer you to a dermatologist. They're constantly burning little spots off of my mom's skin. You can feel fine and have skin cancer. She's okay. She's now she's in Atlanta in a Piedmont hospital, and she is getting sized up for a heart valve. They want to try a heart valve. It's experimental. I think they call it experimental, the word they used. So, yes, they're fitting her, seeing if it's going to size her up for it, do a lot of tests on her, and seeing if she's a good candidate for the cat. Yes, I saw him this morning. I gave him a couple of treats, gave him a good petting. You can't say that in the UK. It means something else. It means something else in the UK. Here, petting is when you go like this to a cat or a dog. That's petting. But in the UK, it's something different. They'll look at you really weird if you... What do you mean you want to pet my dog? Get away. I took some video today of some flowers that bloomed, finally bloomed. There's one that's starting to bloom. You can see the petals kind of forcing its way out of the bud. Pamela says hi. Pamela Baker. I'm here to serenade. That'd be a funny name. Serenade. Like Serenade O'Connor. Sarah Connor. Serenade. Serenade. Huckleberry. What happened to it? I'm just not playing it right now. It's called the Jaw Harp Boogie. Let's do the Jaw Harp Boogie. Did somebody say jelly beans? That's what you'll find here at Eddie's Funhouse. Laughter. 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 Laughing at my cries. Laughter. Laughter. Where's this dream that I've been after? Laughter. Laughter. Laughing at my cries. Are you laughing at my cries? Hush, little baby, don't say a word. And never mind that noise you heard. It's just a beast under your bed. In the closet in your head. Exit light. Enter night. Grain of sand. The Sandman was a story. The Sandman, if you weren't sleeping, if you're a kid not sleeping, he would come by and pull your eyes out and feed them. I forget who they'd feed them to. He would feed them to somebody. But yeah, what a horrible thing to say to a kid. If you don't go to sleep, the Sandman will pull your eyes out. Dog pounds. I hope they keep them clean. I really do. Keeping dog pounds clean is very important, and I hope they find owners. Because who doesn't want a puppy dog who can take care of them? Some people want dogs, but they don't take care of them, or they can't take care of them. I think my mom needs a therapy animal, a companion animal. But she's too old to get out and walk the dog without tripping and falling. She can barely walk, and I don't think she realizes that. Meow. Is that Hawaii? That looks like the cat that visits me. A little orange cat. I wonder where Michael Vet is. Michael Vet was wondering where I was, how I was doing. Maybe later. Kayla, Eddie 3, Elephant. Elephants, they're protective of their young. They're very intelligent elephants. They actually have a hotel in Africa where elephants walk through it. They built the hotel around the elephant path. Also, they stop trucks so they can get sugar cane. They stop trucks and they reach around with their trunk and they grab some sugar cane off the truck. Why not? You know, give a little bit, get up a little bit of your sugar cane. You have to go? You're in class? But I saw the live. Okay. Well, maybe I'll be here after your class. Classes are usually an hour. Y'all just sit in chairs and stare in the same direction. Classes. I like classes when I'm learning something. Not required classes. That brainwashing. Brainwashing. They wash your brain. Everyone's brainwashed, but who's doing the washing? You should wash your own brain. Go wash your brain. It's dirty. Your brain is dirty. Go wash it. I like to start a store. You know, you go into it and there's couches where you can lay there and talk to people. Call it the brainwash. Welcome to the brainwash. Do you need your brain to be washed? All the filth that you're being fed every day, all your bad brain food. Ed, which would you have? To be smart or rich? A little bit of both. It really doesn't help to be dumb if you're rich. Or really doesn't help to be... Yeah, it doesn't help a whole lot. I've seen some stories, people who have won the lottery and done really dumb things. So one would cancel the other out. I would rather be rich and smart enough to use my money wisely. Because what good is it if you're too dumb to be rich? You just be poor again. They just go right back to being poor because they don't invest. They don't start an ingenious invention. Thoughts on grass mowing? I recommend it. You want to be able to see what's in your grass. Jeff Foxworthy, remember him? He said, if you mow your lawn and find a car, you might be a redneck. If you mow your lawn and find a car, you might be a redneck. If you mow your lawn and find a body, make sure they know it wasn't you. If you mow your lawn and find your family, I don't know. Dad, that's where you've been all this time? In the grass? Yeah, I recommend mowing your lawn. Or your kids. Where have my kids gone? I think I'll mow the lawn. Oh, there they are. I just bumped into one of my kids. Hey, man. It's Rick. Welcome to Eddie's Fun House. We're having good-natured fun. How's Georgia? It's a nice evening. It was very cool because it drizzled a bit today. There was an overcast. It was a magical day today. Magical. I'm doing well. Thank you. Yeah, I'm good to know it's good to know that you're doing good. We should do that. Check up on each other. Give somebody a poke, you know. Are you okay? Hey, are you okay? That means something different in Canada, a poke. A poke means something different in Canada. We need to do that. Do a wellness check. I'm here to cash your wellness check. Or your reality check. You need somebody to cash your reality check. Or your welfare check. That's funny how the cops, when they go to see how somebody is doing, they call it a welfare check. They want to check on your welfare. Ball with dang a dang, diggy with the up jump, the boogie. Ball with dang a dang, diggy with the boogie. Say up jump, the boogie. I am Kid Rock. Doo-doo. Oh, you're putting emojis. I can't see all emojis on this phone. I don't know why. On my other phone, I can clearly see all the emojis. Is that a little box? A parcel? Have you sent me a parcel? Parts and parcel? It's not an envelope, it's a parcel. Here's something magical here. These sunflower seeds. I can't seem to eat them all. It's like the fishes and loaves. You know, they just keep reproducing the fishes and loaves. There we go. I can see the little dragons. I can see the dragons. One day I'll have to buy some more sunflower seeds. I like that I don't have to crack open each seed. I wonder how they get rid of all the bobcat. There's a comedian called named Bobcat Goldthwait. He's making movies now. He made a movie called Shakes the Clown. I'm gonna have to buy that movie so I can watch it. Add it to my movie library. I can add Shakes the Clown. Yes, Dove. There's a soap called Dove. They went to do the 7-day test. You caught me with my mouth full. Khalifa? Wiz Khalifa. I don't think I've heard. I don't know. I don't know who that is. I wonder where Brian went. Did he just go away? Did Brian just go away? He was here earlier. He was here a minute ago. I thought we were talking about dreams. Looks like there's 4 people. This is bad. I've been Eddie's Funhouse since 2 years ago. This is the year number 2. It was April 18th of the year before last. What's this, 2025? 2024. 2023. 2023 is when I started Eddie's Funhouse. And I've only got 4 people watching. Doorbell. Doorbell. This is a hotel bell. Hell's bells. Well, hell's bells. People used to actually say that. I'm going to have some more sunflower seeds. I love you, Mikey D. I love you. Where's... Oh, that's right. The time zone. That could be what's stopping people. The time zone. Thoughts on adopting you. Why do you want to be adopted? You want to be part of a family? You want to be part of the family? How have you been doing, Mikey D? Mikey D, how you been? I hope you're taking good care of yourself. Thoughts on the homeless. It would be interesting to understand the psychology of the homeless. What got them there? Why did they stay there? Most people who are homeless are drug addicted, alcoholic, or they just don't fit in, or mental illness. Mental illness can be a contributor to homelessness, or high rent. Very high rent can contribute to homelessness. I'm pretty sure it's not a choice, but there are some contributing factors that I think we need to look into. What puts a guy out on the streets? Because their family rejects them for good reasons sometimes. Thoughts on cheese? I like cheese. Sometimes it's just healthy. But then again, the byproduct of kicking somebody out of the house is homelessness. And it's sad to see, but sometimes you got to think, why did they kick him out? Because they stole? Because they're thieves? Or because they're harm to themselves and others? Not in a judging way, but in a concerned way, or understanding. If we had more understanding of what are some contributing factors of why people do the downward spiral. I would love to be part of your family. We'll have to see how it works. Can you be part of the funhouse family? Would you be content? I think that's the secret, is to be content. Be content when people accept you, when they're kind to you. The spammer is back, and he never dies. Hello. I like how you end with hello, Eddie. The spammer is back, and he never dies. He's like Jason. There's Jason and Mike Myers. And then there's Freddy Krueger. There are evil people who don't seem to die. Hello, David Risch says hi. Hello and welcome. Let me know if I wander off track. Thoughts on ghosts? A lot of people, there are some haunted locations. It would be interesting. I've experienced some of that. I've experienced a little paranormal activity. In fact, if you look at one of my shorts that I made, one short points to the short that it actually happened in. I was sitting here alone in this room with the lights out and a candle, doing a chant, and I heard a snap across the table. Again, nobody in the room. There was no one in the room but me, except me. And I had the lights out and I had the candle lit, and I was chanting something about miracles or something like that. And you'll hear a snap. And I don't know where that snap came from. Somebody went like that. and it was clear as a bell. Pardon the pun. Thoughts on fudge? I like fudge. I like well-made fudge. Another one was, I heard a dog bark, or, like a little, because Shaggy had passed away here in this house. He died here in this house, and I was sleeping, and I heard a clear, like he's trying to get me to get my attention, like he wanted to go outside, but he had passed away. So maybe that was Shaggy from beyond. Thoughts on shots? I don't like, but sometimes they're necessary. You're talking about shots to be vaccinated, or shots. I recommend the what do they call that? It's the, not penicillin, tetanus. I recommend the tetanus shot. It's good to be immune against tetanus. Hello, Sophia. Good day. Welcome to Eddie's Funhouse. We're talking about shots. Who likes shots? Who doesn't hate shots? Getting poked with a needle. That's unnatural. That's an unnatural thing, to be poked by a needle. Thoughts on four-wheelers? I like them, just don't take them too far. Some people have four-wheelers fall on top of them. I'm doing good, Sophia. Welcome to Eddie's Funhouse. I think I already said that. You're always welcome at Eddie's Funhouse. As long as you're well-groomed, as long as you're washed and groomed. Make sure you clip all the gray hairs from your ears and your nose. Groom takes on a whole new meaning lately. Groom or grooming. It used to be you took your pet to get groomed, but now grooming means that you're into kids. What are you guys talking about? Whatever pops into our head. We were talking about dreams earlier, ghosts, needles, I guess shots. Sometimes you should have your shots. You shouldn't neglect your shots. Again, because of tetanus. And rabies. Rabies is not good. Rabies is, you become hydrophobic and you get thirsty at the same time. That's a double whammy. You get thirsty and you don't want water. It drives you to madness. Also, the gimpy plant. Have you heard about the gimpy plant? It grows in Australia. Some people used it as toilet paper. And it has little needles in it that injects a venom that makes you feel like you're being shocked and burned at the same time. That's a horrible thing to not know about, the gimpy plant. Especially if you need to wipe your butt. And you do. You need to wipe your butt sometimes. I just go to the river, but don't be downstream if you're thirsty. Why wasn't there a Fraggle Rock movie? Good question. Why was there not a Fraggle Rock movie? They made a Minecraft movie. They made a Mario Brothers movie. They made a lot of movies based on video games. Resident Evil. Why not Fraggle Rock? I guess it didn't catch like all the other shows. They had made a Muppet movie. Remember the Muppets? It's time to put on makeup. It's time to light the lights. It's time to get things started on the Muppet Show tonight. Yeah. This is what we call the Muppet Show. I heard that started in the UK. They didn't have it here in America. The Muppet Show. Everybody who was everybody was on the Muppet Show. And then there's Sesame Street. Katy Perry, Ozzy Osbourne, a lot of people are on Sesame Street. Jim Henson. If it wasn't for Jim Henson, thoughts on chess? Arnold Schwarzenegger likes chess. A lot of people like chess. It's a game that can be, it's a thinking man's game. It's all about strategy. Hello, Ryan. Hello, Ryan. Welcome to Eddie's Funhouse. I hope you have a good day. People don't stay very long. I've noticed that. Because they got so many other lives to go to. The chicken says hi. Chicken. I'm glad I didn't go to see the movie. Thoughts on Santa? He was the patron saint of prostitutes. Santa Claus. Saint Nicholas, patron saint of prostitutes. He would take care of prostitutes. They would leave their stockings out to dry, and he would put gold coins in their stockings. And that's where they got that, leave your stocking, put something in it. I just decided to say hello before I went to sleep. Okay, well, you have a deep, restful sleep. I was just talking about that. It's very important to sleep. Enter into the dream state. And then be aware that you're dreaming and make some changes. Turn Coke into Pepsi or something like that. Then watch it. Watch it in your reality, the changes. Good night. Yes, you have a good... yes. Oh, yes. We all need a good night. Champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Lifestyles of the rich and famous. That was a show. Eddie, do you like Taco Bell? Cowboy. Oh, you changed it to Cowboy. Wasn't it Hostile Cowboy? Or are you a different one? Hostile Cowboy is now just Cowboy. Cowboy. That reminds me of Magic Mike. You are rebranded. Okay. That was your dead giveaway. Rebranded. Yes, you always ask me about Taco Bell. Law around here says you cannot touch. But I think I see a lot of lawbreakers in this house. And I don't see any cops inside. I think I see a lot of lawbreakers in this house tonight. And I don't see any cops inside. And there aren't any cops inside. Magic Mike. I like Louis C.K. does a whole bit about that movie. It ends. I know how it ends. It ends with me being gay. It's talking about Channing Tatum and who was that? All right. Matthew McConaughey. Thoughts on 7D? 7D? What's that about? 70D. The decade? 70s? We don't even have decades anymore. Have you noticed that? We don't have decades. There used to be like the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and then as soon as we hit 2000, we don't talk about decades anymore. They say early 2000s, but they don't say like 2070. Right now, this would be the 20s. The 20s. Yeah, they should call this the 20s. Because like this is 2025, 2024. Yeah, the 20s. And then the 30s and the 40s. I think we'll go back to that. Remember the 2000s? Remember the 00s? What do they call it back in the 1900s? Yeah, 1900, 1901, 1901, 1902. Why don't they call it like 2025? Yeah, this should be called the 20s. The 20s, and then the 30s, and then the 40s. My license expires in the 30s, in the 2030 something, 2033. They're already banking on me being alive that long. Florida, named after the flowers. That's how you say flower in Spanish. Florida, I think, was Mexican territory. Or, no, Spanish, the conquistadors. Actually, the Spanish tried to take over Florida. There was the Spanish-American War. Yep. America. I guess we're pretty good at war now. That's what we do. We try to claim land. They can't stop giving us scary information. Have you noticed that in the media? Scary information. Thoughts on the Floridian, the Fountain of Youth. Wasn't it Ponce de Leon? He was looking for the Fountain of Youth. They believe, like the Holy Grail, these things that are figurative, I think, they were looking for a literal Holy Grail. But I think it was a code of some kind. And then, yeah, the Fountain of Youth. Ponce de Leon was out looking for the Fountain of Youth. Wouldn't it be nice to patent it, make millions? Who doesn't want to be young and stay young? I like to find the Fountain of Youth when I was in my 30s or something like that. No, I don't think he found it. It was definitely, there was a story about it. And then there was El Dorado, City of Gold. I think that was another thing people were looking for. Wasn't the Aztecs, the Incas, the Mayans? They were all the tribes, I guess, in South America. I think there was the Mayan gold or Aztec gold. The Spaniards came in and just took over and started enslaving. I guess don't enslave. So slavery is not good. It's not a good thing to wake up and be a slave. And they'll kill you if you don't perform. If you don't perform well enough, they'll kill you and your family. That's pretty screwed up. People are that lazy. They're that lazy that they force somebody else to work. And that's their life now. I don't know. People should be kinder to each other. A lot kinder. We should start a foundation. George Strait. He's a country singer. George Strait. What are some of his... I think my mom has one of his CDs, George Strait. There's one about a boy and his son, and he goes to the pearly gates. God, it's been a while since I've heard that song. Chuck, yes or check, yeah, check, yes or no. That it is him. That is the artist. This is how I mask my farts. It's like I use an overt fart for the covert farts. People laugh at this, and I don't gross people out. The overt and the covert. That's how you mask. That'd be funny to have that in school. You know, that way you can get away with a real fart by making people think that it's a AI fart. Check yes or no. Then I think that is the same guy. There's certain things that are kept between a father and his son. And then there was another one. Promise me, son, not to do the things I've done. Walk away from troubles if you can. It don't mean you're weak if you turn the other cheek. Look at my face. This is my country song face. Bye, Ed. Heading off. Okay, well, glad you can join. Maybe if I stay long enough, people will join. This is my country singing face. This is my you got my drink wrong face. You got my drink wrong. I should invent a face for each situation. My situational faces. You have also a good night. Yeah, daddies don't love their children every now and then. It's an end without, it's a love without end, amen. That's how it goes. It's a love with, daddies don't just love their children every now and then. It's a love without end, amen. You like my country singing voice? I go like this. It's a love without end, amen. I cried when I heard that song. Daddies don't just love their children every now and then. It's a love without end, amen. That's right, check. And then there was one, Johnny's daddy was taking him fishing when he was 8 years old. Well, there went my last person. It's been an hour. It's been an hour. Where is everybody? It's probably way too late. Right now it is 7:42. 7:42 p.m. Oh, I wish I didn't have to answer to people all the time. I wish I just had a flow of money coming in. Wouldn't that be nice just to have a flow of money? Oh, that's right. There we go. Just a flow of money. I don't have to answer to anybody. I don't have to go to an appointment or pick up for an appointment. A phone call that says, okay, now you can go ahead and keep having your your sustenance. I don't know. It'd be nice if I could get into the mainframe. I'd like to get into the mainframe and make some corrections. Make some corrections. If I'm supposed to live this long, shouldn't I get something out of it? If I'm supposed to just continue to live, shouldn't I get something out of it? Some kind of joy, some kind of fun, some fulfillment. Chicken jockey. You were here earlier, weren't you? Yes. Jeff Bro. Chicken jockey. The only horrible thing was everybody trashed the theater whenever that scene started. Whenever they said chicken jockey, or whenever Jack Black would yell chicken jockey, everyone would start throwing popcorn. And who thought of that? And I hope they all become ushers. I hope they all become responsible for cleaning the theater for the rest of their lives. Wouldn't that be nice? People who do things like that, that would be their sentence. If they're guilty of trashing a theater, guess what? Your job is now for the rest of your life. You have to show up here and you have to pick up, make sure there are no kernels of popcorn. Make sure there is no soda, no pop anywhere. That's what they should do. Each row that does that, just block them in. Say, you don't get to leave. You don't get to leave until every last kernel is accounted for. Send some drill instructors in there. And after you're done cleaning, 20 push-ups. People don't. I wonder what's going to happen in the future. What's going to become of us as a species, as a race of individuals who do things like that. quality. Quality of... We're into quantity and not quality. Why are we into quality and not quantity? There's just way too much quantity out there. Been around the world and seen that only stupid people are breeding. They're coming and feeding. No, Creedence coming and feeding, and I don't even own a TV. I'm not sick, but I'm not well, and I'm so hot, 'cause I'm in hell. Paranoia, paranoia, everybody's coming to get me. Just say you never met me. I wish I could play songs. Wouldn't that be nice to play songs? Been around the world and seen only stupid people are breeding. Creedence coming and feeding, and I don't even own a TV. Oh, those songs, some of those songs are very true. Have you ever watched Dexter? Yes. I like that idea. It's not a bad idea to, as long as you kill the right people. If people would just kill the right people, the world would be a better place. Don't you think? Don't you think? Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? A serial killers killing people who need to be killed. There are people who are alive because it's against the law to kill them. It's people who make life miserable for other people. People are alive who make life miserable for other people. He was very good at what he did. He even put plastic. He put plastic sheets to stop the splatters. I'm wondering how long it's going to be before we see gladiator days again. Just people killing each other. Boxing is kind of like that. I like the ice cream killer. You did? The ice cream killer. You know what? Another one was Breaking Bad. You ever watch the whole... I have the first season of Breaking Bad when he first decides he needs money and he's a chemistry teacher. See, what's wrong with that? Why do we make that wrong? People who have certain skills that can make them money or make the world a better place. You ever watch Remo Williams? There was a movie called Remo Williams. Chun said, was his teacher. Chun was his martial arts instructor. And he said, assassination is the highest form of public service. And it made so much sense when he said that. Assassination is the highest form of public service. Because some people in power, some people who are able to do things that make others miserable, it seems like, I don't know, murder, I'm against murder, but if you kill the right people, imagine that. If all the right people just suddenly weren't alive anymore, how much better would you feel? For example, stalkers. People you know are stalkers. So many people have been killed by their stalkers. Killed or, murdered by their stalkers. I think we need to clearly define killing and murder. Have you ever watched Mountain Monsters? No? There was a Monsters Ball. I watched that a long time ago. Mountain Monsters. Is that kind of like Fargo? Fargo, I heard, was a really interesting movie. There are a lot of... Cabin Fever was an interesting movie. It was about polluted water. Contaminated water. This guy was contaminated and he fell into the drinking supply. He was shot and then fell into the drinking water, and then it kind of snowballed from there. That's what we do as a society, don't we? Don't we put people on death row? People who are found guilty of heinous crimes. 5 farmers who go to hunt monsters. Really? River Monsters was kind of like that. That was a show. They used to talk a lot about that on the, what was that show? George Norrie, Coast to Coast AM. They called it cryptozoology. So they would go out and kill these monsters. Kind of like that Gary Busey movie. There was a movie, Silver Bullet, I think the name of that movie was, where the guy puts fireworks on his wheelchair or something like that. One that was pretty funny, it was Ginger Dead Man. I think it's still available. Look up Ginger Dead Man on YouTube. Gary Busey plays a guy who becomes a gingerbread. He's an evil gingerbread man. Called it Ginger Dead Man. And it was kind of like before Chucky came, or Child's Play. It's interesting, these concepts. You know, how much of that is fact? Say where there's smoke, there's fire. How much is that of that? Like Freddy Krueger, okay, the story of A Nightmare on Elm Street. People were being killed in their dreams. And I think it was Wes Craven. Anyways, he based Freddy Krueger on a real story. I think it was Peru. Somebody in Peru died in their sleep. And he kept having dreams about somebody trying to kill him. And then there's the Mothman. And Chupacabra. Bigfoot. Sometimes Bigfoot is friendly. Sometimes Bigfoot is very strong. He pulls trees out by the roots and then turns them upside down. Ghost stories fascinate me. Like a certain stretch of freeway. Hello, Jessica. Oh, wait a minute. Jurassic. Jurassic. EdX. That's weird how I read and I misread. Because I want to see the name. It is okay. It's okay. Tiny letters. It's like read the fine print. You got to take time to read the fine print before you sign on the dotted line. A contract is a meeting of the minds. It's interesting how law is open to interpretation. And a law doesn't really apply unless it's enforced. There are laws. I'm sure there's lots of laws, but not all of them are enforced. Law enforcement means somebody has a pistol and some handcuffs and a badge. A lot of people miss how to spell. It is, yeah, Jurassic. Are you into dinosaurs? Dinosaurs. Remember Jurassic Park? I watched that in the movie theater. Yeah, dinosaurs. They say the closest relative to the dinosaur are the birds. That's where all the dinosaurs went. Because they lay eggs and their skeletons are they're a good indicator of ancient creatures. 65 million years? You Jurassic Park, Jurassic World. You do. So yeah, right now there is still a dinosaur in the world. I noticed that. The Komodo dragon, that looks like a big dinosaur, or more like a dragon. And then there's monitor lizards. It's interesting to watch them. You know, they look very prehistoric. Alligators, crocodiles. They just wait in the water for some unsuspecting creature made of protein to come close enough to the water. But they're a bird. It's evolution that make them change. Yeah, evolution. It's amazing how it just happens. You know, you watch a snake shed its skin. You watch creatures like when a caterpillar becomes a butterfly. It just happens. It's miraculous. We see miracles, things that just can't be explained. How does that happen? You know, how does a creature decide, oh, I need venom. I need to inject that venom. I'll inject it with my fangs, or I'll inject it with some spines on my back. Hello, bruh. Welcome to Eddie's Funhouse, where you can't help but watch. It's all about fun, talking about whatever's on our mind. There's a lot on our mind sometimes. They also have praying mantises that look like bees. They were 66 million years ago, Jurassic extinct in the minute because that's what they say. A huge meteor just barbecued. But then there was Pompeii. Mount Vesuvius erupted and just turned everybody into statues. I wonder if that was Medusa. What if it was really Medusa and they tried to hide it by saying a volcano started that? Because if you look at, everyone who looked upon Medusa turned to stone. So if Medusa was just walking by and you looked at her, wouldn't you freeze into stone? But then I guess there's lots of evidence of Mount Vesuvius erupting and freezing everybody into position. You've been watching your YouTube channel well, thank you. Thank you for, it shows that I'm interesting. I must be interesting to a degree. I think that's what it is. Just keep putting yourself out there. Somebody's going to notice. Well, I hope you like what you see. Goat. Greatest person of all time. I heard that's a new thing now. They call somebody a goat. There we go, little bitty goats. Me. Yes. They always seem to have proof, don't they? Like when you study Greek mythology, Christianity, they all have some kind of proof. A lot of cultures claim the rainbow. Like the Jews claimed the rainbow, and the Vikings claimed the rainbow. They always have it, like the leprechauns, that's where they put a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. In soccer, really, you're a good soccer player. Hinduism and also Buddhism. Yeah. They say Hinduism is the oldest religion. They could trace it. I think it goes beyond Babylonians, Sumerians, Egyptians. Then there's the Atlanteans. Yeah. Earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanoes. Yeah, when they explode. Yeah. Those are horrifying, the tsunamis. You also play soccer. Wasn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? They all have something in common. And they still call it soccer. Like in Brazil, they call it football. And I think in the UK, they call it football. I saw your video, I am Steve. And you liked it, huh? I am Steve. And I am Eddie from Eddie's Funhouse. That's what you do. You ride the wave. You just cut whatever's trending. I wonder what's going to be next after this Minecraft movie dies down. what's going to be next that people are going to watch. That's good in advertising too. You ever notice that? McDonald's, Burger King, whenever a Disney movie comes out, do you remember Funny and Weird? I do. And I also remember Laugh or Die or something like that, Comedy or Die. And then there's The Onion. It's another comedy group. In USA, Canada, we call soccer. Yeah, in Europe, yeah, because of the Queen. I think the Queen didn't like foot. She wanted to call it football because soccer was too violent. Some places soccer is a big deal, just like hockey. Hockey is and skateboarding is a big deal in Canada. I can't find that account anymore. Really? Oh, it was called Funny or Die. I think a lot of celebrities got into that. I've noticed that. There's some people who just disappeared from YouTube. There was somebody who used to come here, and I can't find her station or her channel anymore. It just goes poof. What is today? Today is Tuesday. I just said that. But then some people get canceled for some reason. It's because in Europe, football is football. That's right. Football is football. Let's play some football. Football's a big deal. Here in America, they have the Super Bowl. When the churches are empty, that's when you know it's Super Bowl Sunday. Sounds like it's going to be a pretty quiet night tonight. They say when the moon isn't full, that's when it's going to be quiet. You want me to say chicken jockey? Chicken jockey. I don't know. You have to be in the mood to say chicken jockey. Chicken jockey. I want to see the reaction of people when I go into a restaurant or into a supermarket, when I'm standing in line waiting to be rung up at the register. Just say chicken jockey. What sound weirder for me is that USA football, you don't really use your foot. No, you're pushing people out of the way. The kick, it's the kick. They kick it off, and then somebody in the crowd grabs it and runs to the goal. They run for the goal, and hopefully they won't be tackled anytime soon. Some people get injuries when they're being tackled. Is the same from Minecraft? Yes, it is. It is from Minecraft. Minecraft, where everything is made of squares, it seems. I saw a lot of that on Halloween night, the year before last. A lot of people came up as the dragon or the chicken jockey. He had the square head. I guess it's getting late. I've been at this for an hour and 24 minutes. I'll probably do this again tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. It's 8:04. No wonder I'm sleepy. Sometimes I just get sleepy. You literally have in your hand. Yeah, you're holding it in your hand. You're carrying it like a little baby. Carrying it to the other grid. They call it the grid. The grid iron. Like you're on a grill, ready to be cooked. Yeah, they should call it handball. Foot and hand. Or kickball. They only have to kick it once, and the rest of the time they're carrying it like a baby. That's the only time you kick it. When the quarterback or whoever kicks that ball and somebody grabs it and runs with it. It should be called handball. Or pigskin. People call it pigskin. It's more handball. That's right. It's funny. It sounds, yeah. What do you call a sport? They're mostly carrying it. Call it carry ball. Carry or snuggle ball. You're snuggling it. You're snuggling it into your arm, and hopefully nobody tackles you. Somebody, they get pretty aggressive. They don't want you to get to the goalpost. They don't want that to happen, so they will jump on you. They will ram you. They will ram you from the sides. They'll stand in your way. Get out of my way. I'm trying to carry this ball. You guys you're making it hard for me to get to the goal. Yeah. Carry kickball. Yeah. Yeah. Get out of my way, you guys. I'm trying to carry this ball to the goalpost. You're making it difficult. Yeah. Well, I'm glad we have some laughs. We need to laugh. Laugh at a game. Grown men put on helmets and shoulder pads and push each other out of the way so that their team can make a goal or at least reach one of the lines on the gridiron. And then I guess they get to kick from that point. If they come to the 10-yard line, the 20-yard, you like yours is dinosaur? So, hello. No, I am the main character. Are you the star of the show? Do you think of yourself as a star of the show? Well, I guess we'll have to resume this tomorrow. This could be another volume. I'm glad you all showed up, even though it's kind of late. Well, 8 o'clock isn't late for some people. Oh, it's a joke. Oh, it is. You're the main character. Of course it's a joke. Do I remember you? Have you changed your profile again? People are doing that a lot. Why do they change their profile? You were first. Did you change it during the show? Anyways, I'm getting sleepy. I'm not my best me. It's 3 a.m. Wow. I don't want to keep people up. Here a long time ago. Probably a long time ago. You have changed your profile. It makes it hard for me. You need to go? All right. I need to go too. I'm getting sleepy. And I'll see everybody tomorrow. 5 o'clock. I think, oh yeah, you're probably closer to the West Coast. We will do this again. Have a great day.